Hello everyone, it's Brujita, and today I am doing a November TBR. Woo! I don't know why I have so much energy right now. It's like 11 p.m., but you know what? I'm good with it. It's fine. Anyways, for November, I had a bit of an idea. With December coming up, I don't know how much I would be reading realistically because of the holidays. In order to have a bit of a clean slate for next year, I figured November would be the time where I kind of get all my things together to finish all the books that I have soft DNF'd or to try to wrap up certain series. Now, there are two books here that I also really want to read in November that I either have read or I want to start reading, but we'll get to those in a second. I have a bit of a stack over here and over here. I am mostly going to go through all the actual books. And I also have a huge stack over here of graphic novels and manga. The manga, honestly, in my opinion, and how my brain works, is it's just going to be kind of like a filler. So I do want to get through this whole stack of books that I soft DNF'd, for sure. But I figured to have a bit of a leeway. My hand looks so big. Hold on. Also, the lighting looks kind of good. Is it just me? Should I film here a little bit more? We are in a new location because I broke the tripod. Sorry. So we are filming this from my desk. Anyways, so I'm going to be going over all of the books that I want to finish by the end of the year so that I don't have any soft DNFs for 2026, which is crazy to say. Some of these I have barely touched, and some of them I am almost done with them, essentially. And they're kind of a mixed bag as well. I'm literally halfway through this one. It is Victor Laval's The Devil in Silver. Okay, hold on. I just want to say this book was really hard to find at first. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? I did annotate it, and then I have this little bookmark. This one is pretty much about this one guy. His name is Pepper, and he gets in a bit of trouble with some police officers. They rough and tough him. Instead of holding him in a cell because he's a frequent flyer, they're kind of tired of him. And the police at the end of their shift, and they were tired, and they're like, you know what? We all know what's going on here. I'm tired, you're tired. We still need to deal with you, but I don't want to fill out any more of the paperwork, so we're putting you in a mental hospital. We're putting you in the psych ward. So they throw him in this psych ward to be held for a couple of hours, and then he ends up staying there for longer than a couple of hours, more than a couple of days, more than a couple of weeks, and he's trying really hard to try to get out of here. And along the way, there's something a little bit sinister within the walls of the hospital. Something demonic, possibly. I said I'm halfway through, but I'm on page 158. And part of it is because part of the reason why it took me a while is just because I'm annotating it, and I like to take my sweet time when I annotate. And also, I thought this was horror, and I think it is technically a horror. However, for me, it's really funny. To me, it's really comical. To me, it's more of kind of dark humor fiction. It's not that I don't like the book, it's just that it's just taking me a little bit longer. My expectations were very different than what the book actually is. I wanted something different, but now that I do know what's going on, and I'm going to be carving out some time for it. The next one is Recursion by Blake Crouch. One of my favorite books is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Recursion isn't really like that. Going into this, I knew it wasn't going to be like Dark Matter. I think at the time, I just wasn't really in the mood to read it. So Recursion was actually a book club pick. It was just my mental state at the time because this book is kind of sad. Dark Matter, it does go through some sad parts in it, but at the time I think I was okay. With this one in the very beginning, you meet like these characters that have gone through things that are like really sad, and at the time I'm like, I couldn't do it. I don't know. These two characters in the very beginning, there is a husband and a wife, but they are divorced, and we find out that they lost their daughter due to like an illness. There's this disease and an epidemic. It's a disease in which the person that is affected, they have like false memories, like they've lived this like whole life, like everything seems so real to them, and then they come out of it and then they realize none of that ever happened. A lot of people, they end up like ending their own life, you know, exiting out. And that's just one of the examples that we have in the book of this one woman where like she had a whole family and like marriage, like they spent years together raising their kids, like her kids were like so real, and they're not, like this man doesn't even know who she is. It's essentially following like the epidemic of like that type of disease. One of the characters is a detective that has to like focus in, that like has to interact with these people, a neuroscientist, and they kind of join up together to kind of figure out what's going on, essentially. Kind of sci-fi, kind of like a thriller. I'm on page 28, so I literally just started this and I had to put it down. This is probably like the last on the list, I think, where it's like if I don't get to it, then I'm not gonna be mad. You know what I mean? Next one is Andy Weir's Hail Mary. Now this one I think a lot of people have read or heard about. This one is a lot more sci-fi. I like really wanted to read this, and part of it is because like I like horror, and one of the things that like scares me so much is space. I'm so scared of space. Like I think I would be more comfortable in the deep dark like water than I would in space. So I'm like, you know, maybe this will be scary, and at the time I really wanted to be scared, so I'm like, you know what, I'll do it. We'll have a little existential crisis. It'll be fine. It'll be fun. Essentially, this one is about a guy where he kind of like loses his memory, and he's out here on like a ship. He wakes up. He has no memory of literally anything, who he is, what's going on, where he's at, and he finds out that he's on a spaceship, and he sees the crew members are not breathing no more. They have gone, like perished a while ago, and it's just him on this ship, and you just see a little robot just like start counting to him. You kind of learn what's going on with him, essentially, which is kind of fun. Like it's kind of like a high stakes thing where it's like, why is he on the spaceship? Why is everyone dead? Why is he the only one left? Where are they even going? Why was he on the ship in the first? Like there's so many questions. I don't know exactly where I was at, but I think I got a good chunk of the way in. Like I think I was still in the beginning. The next book that we have is Maurice by Ian Forster. This is a classic. This is a dark academia type of book. However, for me, it's very much giving summer vibes. But I think that is also because this was my book club's June pick, I believe. One of the summer months. I think I still kept the bookmark. Yes, I did. I'm actually on page 86. I feel like it's kind of important for me to read just because of the history of it. But it was a little boring. I'm so sorry. I feel bad saying that, but I feel like it was a little bit boring just because of the writing style for me personally. It was kind of hard to get into. There's a lot of history in this. Dark academia vibes. It's like a boarding school type of thing, and I don't know. I want to give it another shot. This book is pretty much kind of like a gay book. We follow this one guy through public school and through university for Cambridge, and he goes into his father's firm. He's pretty much, you know, regular guy, except for the fact that he is gay. This was written during the 1913, and it's essentially just like the struggle, I guess, of being a gay man back then. I do love my queer books. It's just the writing style of this is very much, it's kind of hard for me to follow a little bit. The next one, and look, I'm really excited about this book, but I'm also kind of intimidated because it is kind of a chunker, and that is The Rage of Dragons. I heard that this is a really good revenge story. This is very much fantasy. I don't read a lot of fantasy, especially high fantasy. I think this would be good for me. And I don't know what it is. I find this to be really cool looking. And I kind of like that it's a chonker. I am on page 24. Oh, I didn't tell you that much about it, but also because I don't really know that much about it. So I'm just going to read the back to you. A world caught in an eternal war. One young man will become his people's only hope for survival. Game of Thrones meets Gladiator and Evan Winter's The Rage of Dragons, a novel that started as a self-publishing sensation and has become one of the most acclaimed epic fantasy debuts of recent years. Okay, so maybe it's more popular than I thought. Never really got into Game of Thrones, but growing up I really did like Gladiator. And I like revenge, and I like dragons. So you know what? Good enough for me. Yeah, I read books sometimes. No big deal. The last one that is on, this big... a little warm. This big stack of Softy Enough books is Madam by Phoebe Wynne. Now, this book has been a Softy Enough for years. And I didn't really see a whole lot of people talk about Madam, but I was like super in like a dark academia phase, and this was one of the books that was on there that was like, this is so dark academia. This is like peak. Not a lot of people talk about this one. I am on page 26 of Madame. This follows a teacher. She goes to teach at an all-girls boarding school, and she tries to win the respect of these kids because they are kind of rowdy kids. They're a little bad. She's also trying to fit into the actual school because people there are kind of stuffy, a little pretentious. I feel like there's something that I'm missing, because I'm only really telling you guys what I remember that I read 26 pages in. But there's more to the secret circumstances surrounding the abrupt departure of her predecessors, a woman whose ghost lingers everywhere, that anyone is willing to let on. In her search for this mysterious former teacher, the main character instead uncovers a darkness that beats at the heart of Caldenbray, forcing her to confront the true extent of the school's nefarious purpose and her own role in perpetuating it. And it has like some feministy aspects of it, which I really like. Those are all of the Softy Enoughs that I want to get to. And now, before I get to the graphic novels, I want to get to these two books that are not C. diff. These books are not Softy Enoughs. I either haven't started them. The first one is One Dark Window. This cover is so pretty. So shiny. This is like a romantasy, a YA romantasy. I bought this in the first place was because I thought this was going to be one of the book club picks, and it ended up not winning. In the last book club that we did, we thought this would be one of the candidates for the November pick. Even if we don't pick it, I really want to read it, just because I think it would be fun. To me, this gives very November book vibes. I actually don't really know what this is about, if I'm gonna be honest. I really like the cover, and I thought it was cute, and someone in book club mentioned it, and that we were gonna read it, so I got it. We're both gonna find out right now. So, when Elizabeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, her life takes a drastic turn. She joins a dangerous quest to cure Blunder of the dark magic infecting it. Except the highwayman just so happens to be the king's own nephew, captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder, and guilty of high treason. A maiden must unleash the monster within to save her kingdom in this dark, lush gothic fantasy debut. My pick for Frankenstein. Yes. I want to reread Frankenstein. I read this in high school. I really, really liked it. It was so fun. And Guillermo del Toro's movie came out for Frankenstein. I really want to watch it, but I want to read it before I watch it. That's why it's on my TBR. I don't know which one to pick, guys. Which one should I do? Hold on. 1, 2, which one gives off more November vibes? Because I think this gives off like, I'm gonna be honest, this cover's so cool. Those are all the books that I want to read in November. There's also this one, Hellboy. I feel like I don't really mention it that much, but I do have a lot of like decor in the background. I really love Hellboy. I love the comics. I love the movies. I don't care how cheesy you guys think they are. They're part of my childhood. I love them so much. Him in the comics. Ugh, such a man. Such a Hellboy. Such a demon. But yeah, this is actually short stories. I guess they're kind of like, honestly, like fan fiction. I got this 5 billion years ago. I can't even tell you. Maybe like 2021. I don't know. I am on page 140. I think I low-key am like halfway. Next one I have is Die Darker. This is a manga, volumes 2 and 3. It's really cute. I don't really know exactly how to describe it. It's set in like space and stuff. It's kind of sci-fi-y, and some of the illustration is kind of like horror. There's this kid that also has this like demon thing, and they like go on adventures and stuff, and it's kind of graphic, but it's also really cute to me. But yeah, volume 6, 7, 8, and 9 of Ajin, and it's about this one kid where he finds that there's like these like demi-human like demon things that he can like control. He has possession of like this power of like this creature, and it's like killing people and everything, and I don't really know how else to describe it. I love the art. It's so fun. It's so pretty. Coming from, you know, a horror enjoyer. I love the dark panels in this. It's really nice. There's that. Also, I love like how bold that's such a cute pink. Volume 9 of A Sign of Affection. I'm pretty sure you guys know about this one. I think they made it into an anime. I remember when this like first barely came out, and now it's like an anime. Crazy. It's really cute. It's about this one college girl where she's deaf, and then this one guy who wants to learn sign language. He likes learning different languages, and you know, romance might blossom, friendship might blossom. Very, very cute. Next one, I'm sure you guys probably know about this one too. Tokyo Ghoul, volumes 2 and 3. It's kind of like demon things that eat people. I have graphic novels Lightfall 2 and 3. This one girl where she has to find her uncle, and in this like magical world. It's kind of D&D-ish. I've never played D&D, but the things that I know about it and learned about it, it's very D&D-ish, where it's essentially she finds this one character who's also trying to find her uncle, and they kind of just go on an adventure together, and they learn things about life as they go. You all know Heartstopper Volume 5, the last one. At least the last one that I have. I don't know if the other one even came out yet. I'm really out of the loop. If you don't know about this, I'm sorry. It's about these two boys in high school. They love each other very much, and it's about growing up, finding your own, and just, you know, life stuff, relationships, and being gay. All right. So guys, that's it. That's all. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for staying here for this long. Thank you guys. Hopefully I can finish all these books, and if not, that's okay. Let me know what your most anticipated November TBR book is, or maybe your favorite show. If you guys are also excited about the Frankenstein movie, if you guys haven't watched it yet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next chapter. Bye.